Hello and welcome back to the Soccer Basement. I'm Pete Urich, your host, and this is episode 3 where we are going to be doing a spotlight on LA Galaxy 2. Now, I'm going to be 100% honest that I'm not overly excited about this particular one. It's a reserve team, but I have promised to do a spotlight on each of the teams, so here we go. For some reason or another, I keep on picking teams out of the Western Division. Hopefully, the Eastern Conference is going to start to get some love pretty soon, but for right now, this is where we are. LA Galaxy 2, nickname is Los Dos. Established in 2014, it was the first MLS team to play in the USL Pro at the time, what's now become the USL Championship. Their home stadium is the Dignity Health Sports Park Track and Field Stadium. I'm sure that they probably could play at the full stadium if they needed the space, but somehow I don't think they draw that type of a crowd. They're owned by Anschutz Entertainment Group, who happen to have owned a variety of teams throughout its history. You've got the Colorado Rapids, San Jose Earthquakes, LA Kings. This group has owned a variety of different teams and been involved in a variety of different sporting and other entertainment ventures. So big pockets here. They were involved in getting David Beckham here, so obviously goes without saying. Junior Gonzalez is the coach. He was the interim for a little bit and former head coach of the RGV FC Toros, who we spotlighted yesterday. He's from the U.S. He played at UCLA, and last year at the end of the season when he came in as the head coach, he had a record of 7-4-4. Obviously, again, a reserve team, so their main objective is to press people up towards the full LA Galaxy team. Our sponsors for today are the Cavalier Store, 2920 Rivermont Ave in Lynchburg, Virginia. Great food. It's a cash-only place, but they are one of those places that, although it may look like a hole in the wall, the Cavalier Store is a spectacular place to get dinner. We've been going there recently for takeout while on the on the quarantine situation, and hopefully once we're done with social distancing, people can start sitting down and enjoying a good meal at the Cavalier Store again. The players who are going to be looked at right now: Caroniaq. I hope I said that right. The Netherlands has a tendency to create some really weird names. He's 22 years old. He started his career in the Netherlands playing for 2 different clubs. He's played for both the U.S. and the Netherlands youth national teams at one point or another. He scored 11 goals last season. He's one of those players that they're really looking at as, hopeful to maybe press up to the first team. Last year, he did play for the full LA Galaxy team at one point in a cup competition. And then another player to be highlighted is Carlos Harvey. He's a midfielder. He's 20 years old. He's from Panama. He's on loan from Tauro. And he has 1 cap for the Panamanian national team. Obviously, he's a player that the LA Galaxy and Panama are excited about because of his youth. Hopefully, he continues to progress as a player. Summary. Again, this was a quick episode because of the fact that, I gotta be honest, I'm just not overly excited about the MLS reserve teams, and it looks like those teams might end up going into their own league. There's so much flux going on with soccer at the moment, based on the fact that the the coronavirus has now created a situation where, since everything's on hold, people are shifting with the dissolution of the developmental academy and everything. But anyway, summary, we've got positives: connection to LA Galaxy. Okay, I got to be honest that that's a good positive thing for creating a lower league club. Path to the first team for the players. It's a great thing for the players. Having that developmental type thing, that U23 type mindset. Negatives. It is a reserve team. It's a little brother system. And I'm going to go into that a little bit more in just a second. And then no individual identity. And this is the thing that really, why the USL teams that are linked to the MLS teams, I don't want to say they bother me. I like the fact that there is that connection. But I would really love to see it be more like the AAA type system, where each individual team has their AAA, AA in baseball, where each individual team has their own personality. They're usually not the exact same name, logo, all of that stuff. Here in Lynchburg, we have the Lynchburg Hillcats, which are a team that I believe at the moment they're associated with the Indians. But even there, that's one of the things that I like about the AAA, AA lower league system in the baseball is, it gives an identity to the individual teams so that they can exist on their own. Obviously, the RGV Toros that we talked about yesterday, there's an association with the Dynamo, I believe, and I'm sure that there's some kind of a direct path, but ultimately that idea gets kind of overshadowed by the fact that it has a little bit of its own identity. It's not always looking at this is the reserve team, and even though it might be, it gives that slightly different feel to it. When you're talking about other countries like England, Spain, France, etc., there's the loan system where you have the lower league clubs that are, not affiliated, but you're selling players and loaning players out in order to develop them at the lower levels. And I think that that's the whole entire idea that I would really love to see, just a little bit of a personality change from the main club. So obviously LA Galaxy 2 Los Dos, I'm not super excited, but again, I'm putting out the spotlight for every single team. So now to our soccer life balance moment. Today we're talking about something that I'm going to get some people to scratch their heads at. Why, oh why would you do this to yourself? Cold showers and ice baths. Now, I have been doing ice baths for a few years now. I've been doing cold showers consistently for about a year and a half. Now, I know how most people view the idea of taking a cold shower. Okay, first of all, let me talk about the fact that I do take hot showers. Absolutely. That is the, shower bathing part of it. The cold showers is about a minute to 2 minutes, depending on what I'm doing, and it's for very specific reasons. Okay, why do I do it? First of all, it's to do a little bit of parasympathetic training. When you get into the cold water of a cold shower, you are going to have a bodily sensation that you are going to want to run away from that uncomfortable situation. Now, obviously, I'm choosing to do this. Your body is going to react. You're going to have that sympathetic nervous system reaction where you're going to want to run away. But the idea of not running away from that, sitting in the uncomfortable, it's actually really good training for your body and for your mind. Anxiety. Now, I don't have major problems with anxiety, but I have heard many accounts of people who have dealt with very tough anxiety that this actually helps because of that exact thing. It's a training in getting used to the uncomfortable, and so therefore you don't have that feeling to run away from uncomfortable thing. hard things make us hard. Okay? The idea of doing things that are difficult, like working out, like taking cold showers, like sitting in an ice bath. I'll get to the ice bath in just a minute. And those types of things make us a little bit more, have a little bit more of an edge to us. That advantage of going through hard things so that when you run into hard things in the world, they don't overwhelm you. You are not taken out by a hard situation. So what do I do? For me, after I get done taking my warm shower to clean up, then I go into the cold shower and I do 15 seconds on my forehead, 15 seconds on my chest, 10 seconds on my forearms, 10 seconds on my underarms, and then 15 seconds on the back of my neck. Now, when you're starting out, this is not the necessary amount of time. Okay? Start out with something simple. Do 5 seconds on your forehead, 5 seconds on your chest. That might be all that you can handle at that particular moment, and that's completely fine because you're going to have a reaction. I don't even think about it anymore. You would think, that you would still have a reaction. No, it's barely even noticeable. And the 1.5 to 2 minutes, depending on what I'm doing that day, at this point, I really could just stand in there and do the entire thing for 5 minutes. It really wouldn't matter because of the fact that I've just grown that accustomed to it. The ice baths are something that I do every once in a while. I'd say I do them usually about, depending on how much I'm working out and how much my body feels like it needs it. I do them about once a month, or if I'm really, really hitting it hard, I'll do one about once a week. I have knee issues and stuff like that. It's used to bring down swelling, but ultimately it's also that hard things. I sit in the ice bath for about 15 minutes. Most of the time it's up to my chest, and I actually have a tub in my backyard that I use. But the whole entire thing is it's in order to get used to that idea of parasympathetic training and also doing hard things. So, soccer life balance. Obviously, this is a little bit of a weird one for people. If you have questions about ice baths and everything like that, please feel free to reach out to me, puric@gmail.com. And if you want to check out any of my other information, uricanlimited.com. I apologize for being a little bit subdued about my excitement about LA Galaxy 2, but I don't think they really are going to get too upset. They have too many other fish to fry. They're not going to worry about my opinion about their club. So, our selection, and again, I'm still waiting for somebody to send me a new bucket. That would be spectacular. But, I'm actually excited. Indy 11. I'm looking forward to this one. I don't know hardly anything about the club, but I'm excited for the possibility. Indy 11 will be our next team to be spotlighted. If you have any questions or comments or anything like that, please feel free to shoot me an email or put something in the comments below, or subscribe, please. Thank you very much. Have a great day, people.